Something big is shaking up travel plans. Tourists are giving the United States a hard pass, and entire states are feeling the sting. From deserted beaches in Florida to eerily quiet casinos in Nevada, the global boycott is hitting hard, and it's spreading fast. Which state is next to vanish from the travel map? Number 10. Florida. The Sunshine State is starting to feel more like the ghost town state. Even the Canadians, who usually swarm the beaches, are saying, maybe we'll sit this one out. Back in 2023, over 3.3 million Canadians poured billions into Florida's economy. Think beaches, cruises, and overpriced theme park merch. But now, bookings have plummeted by over 70% in mere months. Controversial laws grabbing global headlines, aggressive immigration policies, and hotel fees that feel like highway robbery. Tourists are saying, we'll take our vacations where we're welcome. Local businesses are sweating. Theme parks are rolling out desperate discounts. Resorts are ditching fees. Even restaurants are forcing smiles to lure customers back. Hotel managers are left with one chilling question. Where did all the tourists go? Florida's not just losing visitors, it's losing its shine. If this keeps up, the Sunshine State might need more than sunny skies to bounce back. Number 9. California. The land of Hollywood glamour and golden shores is turning into a tourist's bad dream. In 2025, the Golden State's glow is fading fast. International travelers, especially from Canada and Europe, are saying pass. Here's the kicker. Los Angeles International Airport saw a 28% drop in overseas arrivals this year alone. What's scaring them off? Outrageous costs, political unrest, and safety worries. Tourists dreaming of the Walk of Fame are instead dodging tent cities, defaced landmarks, and traffic that makes rush hour look like a breeze. Ever shelled out $22 for a smoothie in Venice Beach? That's not a punchline, that's reality. When travelers can jet to Portugal or Croatia for half the cost and double the calm, California's less Hollywood hit and more box office flop. Is Tinseltown ready to play its worst role yet? Stick around, the next state might shock you even more. Number 8. Nevada. Glitz, glamour, and high-stakes thrills. Sounds like a winner, right? Not in 2025. America's ultimate playground is watching its luck run dry. International tourists, especially Canadians and Brits, are ditching Nevada faster than a losing streak. Las Vegas, once a top draw for global visitors, is seeing convention bookings tank, casino floors empty, and hotels quietly slashing rates just to fill beds. What's to blame? Soaring prices, travel tensions, and a global boycott that's gone from rumor to reality. It's loud, and Nevada's feeling the echo. Think slot machines are the only risk? Try banking on tourism when trust is folding. Quick joke. Why are Vegas and your ex so alike? Both promise a thrill, then clean out your wallet. Number 7. New York. You'd think the city that never sleeps would be immune to a boycott. The skyline, Broadway's dazzle, Times Square's chaos, the Statue of Liberty's glow. But in 2025, tourists are saying, we're over it. What was once a must-see for millions is now a destination travelers are actively avoiding. Global visitors are eyeing New York and wondering, is the hassle really worth it? Let's crunch the numbers. In 2023, New York welcomed a staggering 66 million visitors. But by early 2025, international arrivals have tanked by nearly 25%, a blow costing billions in tourism revenue. Hotels are staring at vacant floors. Broadway shows are dishing out last-minute deals. High-end restaurants are practically sliding into influencers' DMs for free clout. Why the drop? The New York of shiny travel brochures isn't matching the gritty reality. Tourists are fed up with constant noise, safety worries, packed subways, rude vibes, and prices that make a Swiss vacation look like a bargain. Ever dropped $7 on a bottle of water in Central Park? Tourists aren't laughing, they're leaving. Fifth Avenue stores are watching sales plummet. Tour guides are scraping by on half their usual bookings. The city that never sleeps is now wide awake and sweating. If this keeps up, the Empire State might soon feel more like the empty state. Number 6. Texas. What happens when the land of big dreams, big hats, and bigger barbecue gets ghosted by international travelers? You get one of 2025's most unexpected tourism slumps, and it's hitting Texas right in the wallet. Once a top southern draw with its cowboys, tech scenes, rodeos, and y'all come back charm, Texas is losing its shine. The global buzz has flipped from gotta visit to gotta skip. The numbers don't lie. In 2023, international visitors, especially from Canada, Mexico, Mexico, and Europe pumped over $400 million into the state. But in 2025, that cash flow is drying up. Canadian bookings have crashed by nearly 70%, and European travel agents are steering clients to friendlier spots. What's fueling the exit? Political headlines, tough immigration policies, and controversial laws are making global travelers feel unwelcome or outright unsafe. And it's not just vacationers. Major conferences, sports events, and business expos are yanking Texas from their itineraries, taking millions in expected revenue with them. So here's the big question. Is everything really bigger in Texas? Number 5, Michigan. What happens when a state known for its shimmering lakes, iconic lighthouses, and legendary car culture gets snubbed by its closest allies? A tourism crash that's got even the chillest small-town mayors sweating through their plaid flannels. In 2025, this state, once a go-to-weekend getaway for Canadians, is watching its border towns turn into tumbleweed territory. 2 years ago, cars jammed border crossings from Windsor to Sault Ste. Marie. Canadians flocked for shopping sprees, sports events, and that classic Midwestern hospitality. Now, border traffic is down over 30%, and hotel bookings in tourist hotspots like Traverse City are in freefall. What's going on? A growing vibe of "you're not welcome here" is pushing Canadian and European travelers away. Political noise, stricter border rules, and a wave of anti-immigrant sentiment have turned eager visitors into skeptics, rethinking their summer road trips. At sky-high prices for hotels, car rentals, and even basic diner meals. It's not just tourism taking a hit. This state leans hard on cross-border cash, outlet malls, hockey games, art festivals. When Canadians stop showing up, the fallout is massive. In 2023, Canadian tourists dropped an estimated $1.4 billion USD here. In 2025, economists are bracing for a $600 million shortfall. That's not a blip, it's a belly flop. So, the big question, is this just a rough patch or a permanent cold shoulder from global travelers? Number 4, Maine. For years, this Northeast gem was a Canadian summer haven. But in 2025, the tides turned, and it's dragging tourism out to sea. 2 years ago, Old Orchard Beach was a sea of Quebec accents. Canadian plates packed the roads. Beachfront hotels were booked solid. Souvenir shops were raking it in. Now, hotel cancellations are through the roof, and coastal towns feel like ghost villages. Some iconic boardwalk shops have cut hours or closed for good. Canadians are feeling increasingly unwelcome. Immigration tensions, sharp political rhetoric, and rough border experiences are leaving a sour taste. One Canadian travel blogger put it bluntly, "I adore the coast, but I won't visit where I'm not valued." Number 3, Arizona. Red rocks, endless desert skies, sunsets that scream postcard perfection. And now, rows of empty hotel rooms. One of America's most stunning landscapes is fast becoming one of its most ignored. The reason? In 2025, the global travel boycott has swept into the Southwest, and the heat is on. This state was once a tourist magnet. Europeans swarmed its national parks. Canadians chased winter warmth. Travel influencers couldn't stop snapping canyon selfies. But this year, international tourism is down nearly 40%. And some tour operators have pulled the plug entirely. What's driving the drought? Foreign travelers cite hostile political policies, immigration crackdowns, and border enforcement that makes them feel more like suspects than sightseers. Toss in sky-high flight costs, hotel rates, and national park fees, and that dream desert getaway? Not so dreamy anymore. Number 2, Georgia. Southern charm, sweet tea, the pulsing heart of hip-hop. This state once had tourists flooding in faster than hot sauce at a barbecue. But in 2025, visitor numbers are dropping like a bad beat, and not the scenic kind. Once a magnet for culture hounds, film fanatics, and foodies worldwide, this state is now a warning sign. Atlanta, the South's shining star, used to pull in millions of international travelers with its music, history, film sets, and electric nightlife. But this year, international arrivals have dropped by 35%, and local tourism boards are scrambling. What's behind the slide? Blame a toxic mix of political tension, voting laws that sparked global outrage, and public safety concerns that made headlines overseas. When major European travel platforms start labeling you as caution advised, that's not just bad PR, it's a red flag for tourists. Number 1. Washington, foggy mornings, tech giants, and coffee that could wake the dead. This northwestern hotspot used to be a global favorite, but in 2025, it's no longer being booked, it's being boycotted. And the silence echoing through its airports, hotels, and iconic markets? Deafening. Tourists once came here in droves, snapping selfies at the Space Needle, tasting salmon at Pike Place, hiking emerald trails just outside the city. But now, International arrivals are down by over 40%, and that trendy travel energy? Gone colder than a January rainstorm. So, what happened? It started with political flare-ups, escalated with immigration tensions, and exploded when a few high-profile international tourists shared their unwelcome experiences online.